In time for the holiday shopping season, many banks are issuing new chip credit and debit cards. It's a significant change. So what's behind this? Elisabeth Leamy is a consumer advocate. Good morning, Elizabeth. Good to see you again.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. So what's the deal with all this new chip technology? Why was this developed?
Hey, I am a huge fan of these new chip credit cards. Let me say that up front. In fact, I like them so much that I've partnered with the American Bankers Association to educate consumers about them. They're called chip cards because guess what? They actually have a tiny computer chip embedded in that thin plastic credit card. And that chip actually generates a brand new transaction code for each and every purchase that you make. And that prevents bad guys, identity thieves basically, from snatching your account information and counterfeiting your card. But these new chip cards only work to protect you if there are chip readers to accept them. And only about half of retailers have installed the chip readers. Others haven't turned them on yet. So it is still a developing story.
So it's going to take us a little bit of time to get there, right? Especially if a lot of merchants out there haven't converted their equipment over to the new chip-based technology. So how do we use those chips to help protect our information, specifically when checking out?
Okay, well, so you're used to swiping your card, right? Now it's a little bit different. You dip, we say. You dip your chip card into the reader, leave it there for a couple of seconds. You chips and dip, okay?
Yeah.
Think of it that way. You leave it there for a few seconds while it's read, while it generates that brand new transaction code. And another thing that's a little bit different that people have been asking me in this time of transition, while we have some swiping and some dipping and some of each kind of card,
right,
is, well, who's responsible if there is a data breach?
Yeah.
Let me reassure your viewers, consumers are not now and never have been responsible. As long as you keep an eye out for suspicious activity, report it in a timely manner, your bank's got you covered, zero liability. What has changed, though, is that banks are going to take responsibility if they have not yet issued their customers one of these new chip cards. And retailers are going to take responsibility if they have not yet installed one of the chip readers. But again, consumers have nothing to worry about. They're all set, but if they are curious, they can go to safechipcard.com for more information.
Yeah, as consumers, a lot of us, we don't have all of our cards in our wallet or our purses. They haven't been all converted over to the chips, so banks are starting to issue those, and we're getting more of those. But as consumers, how can we be smarter about all this stuff?
Yeah, the chip cards are being phased in. So, for example, I've got one that is and one that isn't. There are steps you can take to protect yourself this holiday season. So one thing is, ask your retailers to get chip readers. Express an interest. That should encourage them. And if you have the choice, if they do have a chip reader, use it. It's far superior technology. The other thing is, order your free credit reports. This is a right given to you by Congress. You get a freebie every year. The correct website is annualcreditreport.com. Scan those credit reports for suspicious activity, charges and things you didn't make. And then a little known tip, you can set up security freezes at the big three credit bureaus. This is great because this prevents crooks from setting up fraudulent accounts in your name.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And we've focused on chip technology, ways to protect ourselves. Are there other security innovations that are coming or newly available?
Oh, are there ever? It's like a Star Trek episode has come true or something. We are talking about biometrics. Banks are actually using right now the cameras on your phone or your computer to do face recognition, fingerprint recognition. They're experimenting with voice recognition, all as ways to make sure that it's really me using my credit card. They're also using another technology called tokenization, which, similar to a chip card but geared more for online purchases, generates a unique code for every single transaction you make.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, the war is on against data breaches.
Got to stay one step ahead of those crooks. You mentioned a couple websites. Is there one place you want our viewers to go?
Well, safechipcard.com is a fantastic resource with videos and diagrams all about how to use this new technology.
Fantastic. Learned something new. Chips and dips today, Elizabeth. Thanks for your time.
You bet.
All right, have a good one.